I want to give you like just basically 3 takeaways for innovation, and these are all supply chain innovations. O-ring sales and service, we are a supplier, we have a consumer. We don't make anything, but we source a lot of stuff. And then we bring it in, and we stock it. That's the simple thing. What we do is we're a middleman. We buy stuff, we hold it, and we sell it. Beyond that, if you want to stay in business as a distributor, as a middleman, you have to buy stuff, do something valuable to it, it's called a value add, and then sell it. Just buy it and then sell it, you're out of business. So in our company at O-ring Sales, we do a lot of engineering. We do a lot of design work for these large manufacturers. So they're making a tractor, a coffee maker, beer taps, marijuana smoking contraptions. Like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they want, but in general, when it comes to the science of sealing, it's kind of an overlooked niche. So we have a lot of engineering expertise in that. That's the service we provide. Another service we provide is vendor managed inventories. So they've been around for a long time. Basically, large manufacturers, they're focused on manufacturing and they're terrible at everything else. And really what they're terrible at on the supply chain side is the B and C items. You all heard like classifying items. A items are expensive or high volume, or very, very important or technical. B and C items are kind of your commodities, the shit that everybody forgets about until it's not there. And then you can't build your tractor and everybody's pissed because you got a $100,000 tractor, or maybe a whole line shut down because you're missing a 3-cent part. Cardinal sin of supply chain. Run your manufacturer out of a 3-penny O-ring and your ass will be outside looking for a new job. So don't do that. So vendor managed inventories were a way for supply chain managers to basically push that responsibility and mitigate the risks off to the vendor. So now when we run out, it's the supplier's fault because you're supposed to be managing the inventory. They don't work. They're terrible. The suppliers try really hard, but they honestly just lack real-time data. They ask purchasing people and supply chain managers, how many do you use? And they say, I don't know, like 1,000 a year. Well, yearly number's not good enough. If I'm going to keep you in parts for a whole year, you can't give me a year average and expect me to not run you out if you have seasonal builds or unexpected surges in spikes in demand. Like that's not going to keep me in parts, and so we needed more data. So that was really us. We were running some vendor managed inventories, and they were brutal, and we were always losing when they ran out. It was our fault. We really had no recourse. We couldn't blame the consumer. They're our customers, so try really arguing with them. It doesn't work. It's like arguing with the communists. Like it's just not going to work. We're on their turf. They're our customer. They pay our bills. There's no winning that argument. So we always lost, and we're just tired of losing. So my brothers, again, these are my brothers. There's 4 of us. We're just tired of losing. We asked my dad if we could have some money to start this idea, to start playing around with this supply chain theory. It's old technology. Brought some samples. It's RFID, radio frequency identification. Been around a long time, 20 years. There's a huge disaster where Walmart tried to make all their suppliers tag all their products. Epic failure. I think frankly it's just a little early. They had the right idea, they're just a little early. The technology was too expensive. The supplier base lacked the information technology systems to really deploy it. And Walmart didn't, but they didn't recognize that all the suppliers didn't. They didn't have the means to achieve what Walmart wanted, so it failed in an epic way because it was Walmart and they were the biggest retailer at the time. So RFID, really what's made it possible for my brothers and I to do what we're doing is it's cheap, a lot cheaper than it used to be. These are our tags. So I brought some other tags, but these are our tags that we put on packages of product. You'll see some packages right there. So these are like penny parts. We're tracking them in real time on the consumer's shelves. And all we care about is when they consume the part. It's the only data field we're tracking. With RFID, you can track geolocation, you can do lots of cool stuff. It's different forms of that technology. This technology is basically a glorified barcode. It's not visual, it's remote, so you can use things like this handheld to pull data from it. But the people that are pulling the parts really become the node in the network. Their action of pulling the inventory and walking out, that's what we're capturing. We're capturing the data point of when the inventory on the consumer's facility, when it's consumed. We want to know that in real time. We want to know that across thousands of items. B and C items that they really don't care about until they run out of them. And it's my job to keep them in stock. So I came up with the idea in 2015. I think like when you're starting the innovation process, number 1 rule, keep it simple, keep it practical. A lot of innovations, we talked about disruption, they're incremental though, really in their development. Like you have a good idea, and then you gotta take a step back and think, okay, how can I deploy it in the real world? Apart from seeking VC money, venture capitalist money, how can I execute this in the real world today, practically speaking? So, and seek a quick ROI. So I would keep it simple, and I'd keep it practical. Technology can be cool, cool is expensive. And in manufacturing and industrial, it's not cool. It's down and dirty. US manufacturing has been in a lull for 20 years. There's indicators now that say it's coming back. Trump's kind of like tariff policy is forcing a lot of it back. Whether it's good or bad long term, who knows? Right now it's back, it's hot, people are investing. But for the last 20 years they haven't, so it's devoid of technology. So you gotta figure out how to deploy, how to keep it practical, and still innovate when nobody else is.